Right guys, what is going on? BusterBarnes here, bringing you my match preview of Chelsea's trip to Russia against FC Krasnodar in the Champions League, needing to get a win after our 0-0 draw against Sevilla, which wasn't necessarily an awful result. However, it is something that we're going to have to improve from if we are going to get through our Champions League group. In this episode, I'm going to be giving you the preview for the game, including my team and score prediction as well, so be sure to stay tuned if you are so interested. If you do enjoy, please be sure to leave a like, comment your team and score predictions down below. I would love to see what you guys think is going to happen in the game, and also do subscribe for more Chelsea FC content, Fantasy Premier League content as well, and FIFA 21 content, which will be coming later today for you guys as well, so stay tuned for that. But with that said, let's get into my preview for the game against Krasnodar. Alright, so what I usually do, guys, as you know, before these previews, I do like to do them just after I've watched Frank Lampard's press conference to get an idea of who's going to be available, what he's saying about the team. Maybe he's going to give some potential starters, things like that. However, because of the time difference in Russia and the press conference is a bit late, I'm actually just not going to have time to do that. So I am filming this before his press conference. So that's just a warning. If I do miss something, that someone's injured or get something wrong in this preview, that is why. However, if I do later hear from the press conference that someone is injured, I'll put my re-predicted or edited team in the comments below. So stay tuned and look down the comments for that if that does so happen, but hopefully not. Hopefully I'm going to get this team prediction right, and actually maybe a few controversial points in this prediction. It could go one of two ways. It could be like the exact same team that started against United, although I don't think we'll go with the same formation, or it could be a rotated side now. Because it's away in our second game of the Champions League and we haven't won yet, I do think we will see some starting faces. However, I do think that with an away trip to Russia and with, you know, our standing in the Premier League not being awesome, I think that maybe resting some players is something we're going to have to try and do. Krasnodar may be the favourites to be bottom of the group. I'm not too sure between them and Rennes. They did draw in their fixture last week as well. So yeah, it should be interesting to see what they bring. It will be a difficult game, as they always are when you go away to countries like Russia. So no fans though, so maybe that could make it a little bit easier for us. But if I go into the team prediction, number one name on the sheet is going to be Edouard Mendy in goal. Really good performance against Manchester United. Now, I do think he was man of the match. Some people might think that we're overhyping our goalkeeper, because at the end of the day, if Mendy just makes a save that you'd expect a keeper to make, we're still amazed, because let's be honest, if Kepa was in goal for that game, we could have conceded 3, because we conceded 3 decent chances from United, but with Kepa in goal, they would have all gone in. So at least I'm confident they would have. Not to be harsh, but that is basically the facts right now. So Mendy performing well for us, 2 clean sheets in a row as well. I believe there was a stat saying he's the first Chelsea goalkeeper to get 2 clean sheets in his first 2 matches, or 2 Premier League matches, I should say, since Petr Cech. So that's always a good stat. Yeah, obviously he did concede that goal against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup, but I mean, he can really do much about that. But yeah, since then, 3 clean sheets in his next 3 games, pretty solid from the Senegalese keeper. So he's definitely going to be a starter in goal. Left back, I am going to go for Ben Chilwell. Now, this was a bit of a toss-up, because I am thinking that maybe Chilwell or James is going to get a rest, and to be fair, I could definitely see Chilwell getting a rest and Azpilicueta being at left back. But I was looking at what I predicted the rest of the team to be, and I wanted to see how that sort of balance would help on either side. So I think Chilwell will start at left back. Going into the next centre back, Kurt Zuma is going to start. He started pretty much the majority of our games this season. Was pretty solid against Manchester United as well. Obviously maybe a bit dodgy before that, but I think you've got to allow him like a few little lapses of form, or at least the 2 games that he's had when he's been great for the past, year and a half, or since Lampard did come in. So yeah, he's going to start now. However, he's not going to be starting against Thiago Silva. Now this could be, or starting with Thiago Silva, because this could be controversial, but number one, I haven't seen Thiago Silva in the squad pictures. Now, I haven't seen some other players in there, so that doesn't really mean anything. However, with the news of when he came back from Brazil, he had to have some time off because of the flight and because of his age. Part of me thinks that maybe we won't risk taking him to Krasnodar and we'll just leave him in England for the Burnley games. So if that is the case, I'm actually going to go with, guys, right, you're gonna want to argue with me after this, but I'm going with Antonio Rudiger to start next to Kurt Zuma. Now, hear me out, okay? So, it's come out, and it was Sky Sports, to be fair, that I heard this from mainly, so it could be a load of waffle, but apparently Antonio Rudiger and Frank Lampard have had some conversations, had some heart-to-hearts, and Lampard is ready to reintegrate Rudiger back into the squad. Now, hopefully that doesn't mean that Rudiger's going to start all of our games, because that should not be the case. I don't think he's good enough to. But we did also see Rudiger feature on the bench against United. He was obviously on the bench against Sevilla, but so was everyone, seeing as these Champions League games do allow for a big bench. But I don't know, maybe a little bit of fair standing to what Sky Sports are reporting. Do I think Rudiger should start over Tomori? No, not really, but Lampard doesn't seem to want to start Tomori, which is a shame. Yes, so I'm actually going to predict it to be Rudiger. Not what I want to see, but what I think we'll see. I also personally think that Rudiger is better than Christensen as well, so at least that's something. Some of you might disagree with that, but that is just my opinion. Next to Rudiger is going to be Azpilicueta, giving Reece James a rest. Like I said, the fullbacks could be any combination. I do think Azpi should start. If Thiago Silva's not starting, we want a bit of that leadership at the back. Rudiger kind of gives that as well. So yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Reece James it could be, and Azpi could go to the left over Chilwell. Maybe that would make more sense, Chilwell getting a rest, but when you see the rest of the team, you will understand my thinking a little bit more. But yeah, that is going to be the back five. The pivot, I'm actually going to be giving Kante a rest. Maybe not look the best going forward recently, so maybe he just needs a bit of a rest to, get himself together a bit. Kovacic hasn't started in a while, so I think this is definitely going to bring him back in. A lot of people want to see him and Jorginho together in the pivot. To be honest, I don't think any of our pivots, whatever they are, will be perfect. I think Jorginho and Kovacic, maybe not the best defensively, but Kovacic and Kante, no communication. Kante and Jorginho, again, maybe don't really have that sort of attacking presence, and they're pretty small as well. So, issues with all of the pivots that I think really we probably do need to bring someone in like a Declan Rice or something to really bolster that section. I think that's probably the weakest area maybe we have at the moment, but you guys can obviously disagree with that. But I would start Kovacic and Jorginho. We might see Jorginho get vested and Kante come in. Either way, that's fine. We're against Krasnodar. Whatever our pivot is, it should be hopefully okay. And then we're going to have Kai Havertz in front now. He did get brought off early against United. I think personally it's just because we wanted to bring on some more energy. But maybe it was because they wanted to start him in this game. I wouldn't be against him not start. Maybe Mount will start there in the 10, but Mount's not that great in the 10. If you're going to have a 10, you'd probably rather have it. So maybe we'll see a 4-3-3, but I do doubt it. But yeah, I think Havertz will still continue to start in this game. Going to the right side, I'm actually going to give a first start to Hakim Ziyech. I think he needs to start a game soon. I mean, he obviously got injured during pre-season, didn't really have any build-up games to this, so he's going to have to be given this fitness in actual professional games, and I think no better game to do that than this one against Krasnodar. Hopefully we can see the best from him. He's been a little bit up and down when he's come off the bench, but you'd expect him to be rusty, to be fair to him, so hopefully he can have a good solid performance against this Krasnodar side. Going on the left wing, another controversial thing, but I'm going with Mason Mount. Now, this is not what I want to see, guys. If I could choose, I would have Callum Hudson-Odoi starting on the left. Maybe Pulisic, but Pulisic is sort of still getting back into fitness, so I think he'll get rested. But I would have Callum Hudson-Odoi, but I'm predicting Mason Mount because we know Mason Mount didn't start against United. Lampard loves to play him. I'd be shocked if Mason Mount didn't start 2 games in a row, to be honest. And also, like I said, it kind of makes sense for the balance a bit. If we have Chilwell on the left with Mount, you have Mount who maybe isn't the best going forward. He's still good, but not the best, and he does have a good work rate going back, so maybe we'd see Chilwell attacking a bit more, and then you'd have Azpi and Ziyech on the other side. Now, if you had Hudson-Odoi, you could obviously move Azpi to the left back and have Reece James connecting with Ziyech, so that could be good as well. I wouldn't have Mason Mount and Azpilicueta on the same side. I don't think that would really work, but either way, I am predicting Mount on the left wing. Like I said, not what I want to happen, it's what I think will happen. Up front, I'm going to go with Tammy Abraham. Now, it could be Werner. I mean, we did pay all that money for him to play in competitions like the Champions League. However, I am thinking about rest. I am thinking about our game against Burnley, which these Premier League games are just important for us, guys. So, to be fair, Abraham could potentially start against Burnley, to be fair. So, maybe we'd see Werner in this game, but I am going to go with Abraham. I think he's looked good when he's come on. He's looked good when he started, to be honest. Against Palace, even though he didn't get a goal, he looks good. Was maybe crucial to some of the goals that we got. He has got some goals for us as well so far. So I don't see why not playing him could be an option. Maybe some crosses from Ziyech could be useful. He could be connecting with Mason Mount as well. So yeah, this is a very unsure lineup, guys, to be honest. I don't really know what way Lampard's going to go. Is he just going to stick to his guns? Is he going to rotate in? Is it going to be a combination of both? I don't know. Very hard to predict. Like I said, we might get a bit of an idea of it when he does do his press conference, but I unfortunately cannot watch that or do this after that. But I will obviously give you guys an update in the comments section if I feel the need to do so. But yeah, that is going to be my team, guys. Let me know in the comments below what your guys' teams are, whether you agree or disagree with me. I'd love to know. Going into the score prediction finally, I'm actually going to go for a 2-0 win to us away from home. I don't think it'll be loads of goals because, let's be honest, I don't know loads about Krasnodar. I don't know how great they are. They obviously got into the Champions League, so they must be decent to an extent in Russia. Obviously the standards of that should be down though, but since it's an away trip to Russia, there'll be the flight, it'll be you know, a long tiresome journey. I do think that we will maybe perhaps not go like all guns blazing and batter them. I do think it'll be a tough game, but I think we should comfortably keep a clean sheet, and I do think we'll score 2 goals. So a 2-0 win for me, nothing amazing. Obviously, I'd love us to win by more. Hopefully that can happen. But yeah, that's my score prediction. Leave yours in the comments below, guys. Like I said, if you enjoy these, leave a like. My review will be out after the game as well, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to comment all of your predictions down below, and also be sure to subscribe for more Chelsea FC content, in which I also bring you Fantasy Premier League content and FIFA 21 content as well. Next episode of my West Ham career mode will be out later today, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys do have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.